Welcome to RM AI Insights, the podcast from RM Global, trusted leaders in collections and recoveries, supporting clients in more than 23 countries, operating from the UK, US, Australia, and New Zealand. We provide independent advisory, technology consultancy, and managed services to help deliver better outcomes for our clients and their customers. And before we start, we should mention this is probably the only collections and recoveries podcast hosted by AI. So if we sound a little too polished or never stumble over our words, that's why. But rest assured, the insights are real. Now, let's get to today's episode. This is the 7th episode of RM AI Insights, the podcast where we explore the challenges, opportunities, and best practices in the world of collections and recoveries. I'm Ella, and today I'm joined by Owen Atkinson, Head of Delivery at RM Global. We're going to be talking about how AI and large language models, LLMs, are reshaping how organisations deliver collections and recovery system implementations, upgrades, and migrations. Welcome, Owen.
Hi Ella, great to be here. This is such an exciting space right now. We're seeing significant change across financial services, utilities, telcos, and government. AI is starting to impact not just customer engagement, but the delivery of change programs themselves.
That's right. Today we're going to dive into 3 key ways AI is speeding up, strengthening, and simplifying collection system delivery, and what firms need to think about to adopt it safely and effectively. And as always, this is about enhancing human capability, not replacing it.
Exactly. These technologies aren't magic wands, but when used responsibly, they can help expert teams deliver value faster, with greater accuracy, and at a lower cost, especially on complex system migrations and implementations.
Let's start at the beginning, requirements gathering. This is usually one of the most time-intensive stages in any system change. How can AI help?
It's already helping in a big way. We use AI to process large volumes of legacy documents, strategy decks, specifications, meeting notes, and extract a first draft set of business requirements. It's not about replacing stakeholder input, but about getting to a good starting point faster.
And what kind of results have you seen?
For example, in a recent engagement with a US financial services firm, we used AI to automatically generate UAT test cases based on documented process flows. We applied a structured approach we call mask share generate restore. That means we desensitized the source content, used secure AI tooling to generate the output, and then recontextualized it internally, all without ever exposing confidential data.
That's a really practical approach, and it seems like it would also help reduce compliance risk.
Absolutely. We never expose client data to public models. Everything is run within secure, governed environments. But even more importantly, it gives teams a head start on requirements validation and completeness checks.
And I imagine that helps with benchmarking too?
Yes. We can compare requirements against a library of over 500 best practice standards we've built over years of delivery experience. That means we can spot gaps early, align to regulatory expectations like Consumer Duty or PS 24/2, and avoid rework downstream.
Okay, so once we've got requirements in place, the next stage is design. How can AI help firms avoid mistakes and future-proof their systems?
Design is where long-term value is won or lost. AI helps by validating configuration syntax, things like rules engine logic, SQL or XML, before it even hits testing. It also enforces consistency across strategies, naming conventions, workflows, and journeys.
That's got to save time.
Absolutely. In one case, AI flagged over 60 inconsistencies in a new strategy build, things that would have caused weeks of UAT issues later. We also use it to generate process descriptions, data dictionaries, and config summaries that support onboarding and handover.
So it's improving quality, not just speed.
Exactly. We're seeing better maintainability and documentation from day one. That reduces support costs, improves auditability, and helps clients remain agile when future changes are needed.
Testing is often where timelines slip. What impact is AI having on this phase?
We're using AI to generate test scripts from rules and requirements, summarize expected outcomes, and suggest edge cases. This has helped us increase coverage and reduce manual scripting time significantly.
And that must help business users too, especially during UAT.
Definitely. We're building co-pilot style tools that assist testers in understanding what's meant to happen, what to look for, and how to triage issues. One tester described it as having a virtual QA buddy.
That's great. What about more technical testing, like data reconciliation?
AI supports comparison and validation logic during data migration testing, things like matching balances, mapping customer IDs, and flagging exceptions.
Fantastic. Let's talk about risk now. What's your approach to safe and responsible AI use?
We apply strong governance. We use only private, secure models, ideally in the client's own infrastructure. We apply controls on access, usage, and outputs. And every AI-generated artifact is reviewed and approved by a domain expert before use.
And that mask, share, generate, restore model you mentioned, can you recap that?
Of course. It's a framework where we first mask sensitive inputs, then share the safe version with a secure AI tool, generate the output we need, like requirements, test cases, or flows, and finally restore the client-specific context internally. It lets us use AI responsibly without ever compromising data security.
It's great to see AI applied in a way that's both innovative and compliant.
Exactly. And it builds trust. We're not just using tools because they're new. We're using them because they help us deliver better outcomes, faster, and more safely.
So what do you think is coming next?
We're starting to use AI to support change control, auto-generate training content, summarize customer journeys, and even monitor outcomes post-go live. There's so much potential, but it all has to be done in the right way.
Final thoughts for any organisation planning a system change?
Start with governance. Identify where the effort and friction are, and look for practical ways AI can help, especially on requirements, design, and testing. With the right partner, it can be a real accelerator.
Thanks so much, Owen. That was a fantastic overview of how AI is already transforming collections technology delivery.
Thanks, Ella. Always a pleasure.
Thanks to everyone for tuning in to RM AI Insights. If you're planning a system change or just want to explore how AI could help your delivery team work smarter, get in touch. We'll see you next time. How RM Global can help? RM Global helps organisations implement and modernise collections and recovery systems faster, smarter, and more effectively. We combine deep domain expertise with responsible use of AI and large language models, LLMs, to accelerate delivery while reducing cost and risk. Whether you're migrating from a legacy platform, upgrading existing systems, or starting fresh, we support every stage of the journey. Using AI to extract, validate, and benchmark requirements, getting to a clear and complete view faster. Supporting accurate, consistent designs and generating the artifacts needed for governance, onboarding, and audit. Automating test script generation, supporting outcome validation, and providing co-pilot tools for business users. Applying structured governance and data masking techniques to use AI safely, ensuring every output is reviewed and verified by experts. We focus on practical improvements that reduce friction and unlock value, while ensuring compliance with standards like Consumer Duty and PS24/2. To learn more, visit aram-global.com or contact us directly.